got my coffee here. I'm about to get another cup, I think. I'm checking my email, and I'm about to start my warm-up routine. So I haven't really been warming up every day like I usually do since I retired from my military band job. I'll try to insert a picture here of me warming up in my car before rehearsal back in the day. You know, you've got to get it in while you can. But I want to get back into the habit because I have a lot of things coming up, like an orchestra concert next month, and I have an audition in early 2024, so it's time to get back into it. I was reading an article in the Music Teachers National Association's e-journal about practicing, and I thought it was really eye-opening. So I'll read a little bit of this for you. So called An Analysis of Practice by Novice Musicians in a Piano Class by Margaret L. Brown and Robert A. Duke. It says, we collected video recordings from 23 undergraduate non-music majors enrolled in group piano classes whom we asked to practice a 4-element chord progression and perform it at designated tempo. Participants who successfully completed the performance task demonstrated practice characteristics that were consistent with previous analysis of advanced pianist practice, but most participants were unable to reach the desired performance outcome. The results of this analysis indicate, although students may accomplish the goals that teachers set for them, their individual practice may be inefficient. It says, teachers and students may benefit from having students record their individual practice and reviewing what they do with their teachers. Students may benefit from watching examples of effective practice. So maybe more research needs to be done on this topic, but it got me thinking that I always encourage my students to have a warm-up / practice routine. In fact, I made a video on how to create a practice binder. I'll put the video link up here. But maybe that's not enough for some students. Maybe it would be beneficial to see how someone practices and what they focus on when they practice. With that in mind, this morning I'll be running through my typical warm-up routine in real time, and I'll probably stop at certain points and mention my thought process. So I usually start off with my tonguing routine. I eventually do get to play my long tones, but for some reason I hate starting off with playing long tones. Like, it's not helpful for me. It's more helpful if I can get my tongue position in the right place, and then after that's established every morning, then I can move around to do my long tones. But I'm going to start with my articulation exercise. I'll put a copy up here so you can see. I'm going to stop because I need to make sure that I'm warming up the embouchure and making sure my tongue position's in the right place as I go through this routine. So I'm going to start off, I think quarter note equals 88, and then I'm going to gradually increase the tempo. That happens, she'll stop. So right now I can feel myself biting to my lower lip. So that just means I need to focus on engaging the top part of my embouchure down. So like a lot of times people will just focus on the bottom lip, especially with clarinet. But if you can focus on the upper lip pressure too. I don't play a double lip embouchure. I think it's too high maintenance for me, but I do try to engage the upper lip, pressing down on the mouthpiece and sealing around. Alright. I'm going to increase my tempo to 100 now. And I just go through the same exercise. In this next section, I don't have a lot of time this morning, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And I'm going to go to 104 for the next section. Alright, now I'm going to increase to 108. So I'm starting to bite again, but my embouchure is slowly warming up, especially here in the corners. So I'm increasing the tempo to 112. So right there, my tonguing was kind of getting a little uneven, and it wasn't smooth. I always try to warm up with legato tongue, so smooth tonguing. So it's kind of breaking apart right there. So I'm just going to pick a spot. I don't have the music in front of me, but I'm going to pick a spot and try and work through that again with a smoother legato tongue. Hopefully she'll stop barking. That's very annoying. Sorry. I'm used to it. Okay. Same exercise, but now I'm going to work on my tonguing at quarter note equals 116 and work up to 120. Now I'm going to increase the tempo to 120. do at this point, my metronome is at 120, and so I'm going to run through my scales. I alternate between the Klosé method of scales and the Biermann method. When I have more time, I'll do the Biermann. It takes a lot longer than the Klosé. But I just run through my major and minor scales. And if I also have more time, I'll throw in the Klosé arpeggios. But today, I'm just going to do the scales. Now, as I do this, I'm working on my air control, making a really good sound. You know, you always want to make music, right? But just focus on making a good sound, warming up my embouchure, and making sure my scales are even, because a lot of time the finger work is a little uneven, even after all these years of playing. I need a little water break. So I'm on B flat. Feel like the sound is kind of wobbly right now. My jaw's getting kind of tired, which means I need to be focusing more on building up the strength here in my embouchure. When you start to feel your jaw clenching, I know this because I have TMJ, you know that the strength is not coming from your embouchure, it's coming from the jaw pressure, which we want to avoid because it causes all sorts of problems. See, I think I'm on D flat. So I'm just going to reposition my embouchure. Reposition again. Now I'm on B major. B major is my least favorite scale. Do you guys have least favorite scales? Mine's B major and G sharp minor. You hear how I played that low E? It wasn't quite centered or focused, right? I think when I go to play that note, the corners of my embouchure kind of move back. So I have to work on keeping everything centered forward, right? So now I'm on E major. You hear how that's a lot more resonant when I just sort of change from going to this, right? That's good. All right, so that's sort of what I focus on when I play my scales. At this point in the routine, I can either do my long tones or I can do my finger work, which I think I think I might do my finger work because I just went through my scales. So this finger pattern, I was trying to find a copy that I could post, but as far as I could tell, it's not public domain. So at least the printed copy isn't. So I'll kind of play through it. I might change some of the notes so it's not exactly what the printed copy says. But yeah, I'll definitely, it's a Klosé exercise. I'll definitely put in the description box which Klosé exercise it is. But I kind of, and also this method is based off of my teacher, Ken Lee's method. And basically you're holding out anchor tones or anchor notes, and then you're sort of working up your finger speed. So I'm going to start at 120. I'm just going to center that open G. You can hear there's a lot of variation there because I don't have everything quite focused and centered. I forget. I'm changing my tongue position a little bit there on the open G. I think my tongue was too flat. I just kind of put a little dip in it, and it kind of focused it a little bit better. Yeah, I like that exercise because it works both hands. You're moving in tandem. I forgot some of it, but that's okay. And then probably the last thing I'll do for this morning's warm-up is do my long tones. And this again is based off of the the Rose 40 Etudes number 1 on a method by Ken Lee. And I think this was originally Rushnoff, kind of the father of American clarinet teaching. I think Rushnoff method. So you're basically going to take this Rose Etude and sort of slow it down and play note to note. So I'll put a copy up on the screen, but it's not exactly what I'm playing. I'm just playing the long tones note to notes, and you're working on your intervals and balancing. So I'm going to set my metronome at quarter note equals 50. I'm also working on my breath work here, so taking deep breath down here and supporting with the diaphragm. Again, my jaw's getting tired, so I know I'm not necessarily playing correctly. I gotta focus back on my embouchure strength here. out the C isn't exactly connecting like I'd like it to. I think I need to use a little bit more air, or have a little bit more air support as I do that big interval leap. So that came out a little bit better. I didn't really like the way my D to G connected. D to open G. Again, I think I get a little bit tired. That's why we warm up, so we can, correct these things, before we have to play, rehearsals, concerts, whatever, through the day. So I can feel I'm really using my jaw. So I feel really warmed up, which is good here in my embouchure. And I'm just going to stop for today because I can feel the jaw pain coming back. I do suffer from TMJ, so I just have to take it a little bit slower in my warm up. So when it starts to really hurt, just stop, right? So anyway, that's all for now. I think I'm gonna cut this short now, and I'm gonna get on with the rest of my day. So I'll come back this afternoon probably for a more in-depth practice session. If you like this kind of video, go ahead and hit the like button or comment what you would like to see more of on my channel. Like I said, I have a lot of things coming up, and I can make more videos like this one, practice with me videos. I'll also link a PDF of my specific warm-up routine, at least the parts of my routine that are public domain. So if you're interested in that. But thanks, and I'll see you next time.